Welcome to One-on-One with Expert Flyer. I'm your host, Lisa Caslin, and today we're catching up with Kimberly Wilson Wetty. She's the co-owner and co-president of Valerie Wilson Travel, a nationally recognized travel consulting firm headquartered in New York City for more than 35 years. How are you doing? Good to hear you.
I'm great. Thank you so much, Lisa. I'm actually here in Austin, Texas right now, attending a Virtuoso conference. And it's a real honor to sit and have a chance to talk to you a little bit about travel and who we are and what's going on in the industry.
Yeah, I am looking forward to that, for sure. So before we get into meat and potato stuff, talk a little bit about your business. Catch us up on what you guys do.
Absolutely. So it's a second-generation family business. My mom started Valerie Wilson Travel in 1981. We'd just moved back from London as a family, and she wanted to open up a small boutique travel agency. Today, we have 14 offices across the country. We do over $300 million in sales. We are very focused on the customer experience, and we play in all arenas. So we do the business traveler, vacation travel, meetings and incentives, and then a fulfillment division for other companies who say, I don't do that well, but Valerie Wilson Travel does. So they hire us to fulfill certain components that they need done. And I joined, I guess I'm coming up on 24 years now, and my sister joined, so that would put her at 27 years, and we are co-presidents and co-owner, and just, it's a story I love to tell. I could not be more proud to be associated with the brand.
It is. It's beautiful. It's a family business. It's a 100% woman-owned business. It's a great story. It really is. Congratulations to all of you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So it's still very early in the year, and everybody wants to talk about, travel trends and what are the hot destination picks for 2019. What are you seeing so far? Where are people wanting to go and why?
I love this question. So I'm always reminded that people have their bucket list, and oftentimes we get, I've been there, and I'll say, well, how long ago? And they'll often say, 15, 20 years ago. And I always joke, and I said, every destination, like human beings, are constantly changing. So whether you've been to a place once, you always have the opportunity to go back. One of the destinations that I'm super proud of right now is Puerto Rico. Obviously, the Caribbean was so hurt and devastated with the hurricane coming up on, I guess it's already been a year and a half.
Yes.
And Puerto Rico has finally come back. It's, I would argue in some cases it's better than it's ever been. When you're faced with adversity, it gives you an opportunity to reinvent, re-evolve. The properties are there. The locals are so ready to host us, and they want to have that wonderful experiences. The beaches, the landscape. So that's one of the ones that I'm really excited to see coming back. And it certainly was a destination that was in the news for being without power and electricity for a better part of almost a year.
Absolutely. I'm so glad you said that. Yeah, we did a story on it last year. We actually went to Puerto Rico and checked it out for ourselves. And yep, you're absolutely right. It is back in full bloom.
And what's amazing is for theater lovers and music lovers, Hamilton on Broadway has been, hottest ticket you can get. And what was amazing is they've done a fundraising tour, and Hamilton just played in Puerto Rico for the first time, I want to say last week or the week before. And so I love that everybody's getting behind this effort of let's take care of other people, because I think part of travel is very emotional. You want to feel connected and you're making a difference. I think another, so complete opposite end of the world, it's amazing to see Japan come into the limelight. That here's a destination that, oftentimes it's so far away, it's so expensive, but to see Japan really become accessible for most people is remarkable. In Kyoto in particular, with the Buddhist temples and the shrines and the imperial palaces and then the gardens. When we think of the iconic Tokyo landscape, you see those the gardens that are there. And I love that Japan is finally getting some limelight and a place for people to go.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. And I could go on with 10 different destinations, but
those are your top. Yeah, those are your top two.
I think Iceland it's been a hot one for the last couple of years.
Yeah,
and it's still hot. It's sort of like, I joke, it's like Italy. You can never get enough Italy.
Yeah,
I think Iceland is becoming this easy to get to. Amazing how the restaurant scenes are starting to pop up. chefs from around the world are starting to open up. The beauty of the Northern Lights, and I heard it on a segment. I need to find out if it's actually scientifically, factually true, but if you have any interest in whatsoever in going to go see the Northern Lights, because of the shift in the environment, what it looks like today will look very different in 10, even 5 years from now. So the brightness of the colors of it are changing. So it's a reminder that
I know.
Let's live life, go travel, because the waiting it for the someday, who knows what the destination is going to look like someday. So,
it is so true.
My theory is go today. Like if there's a place you want to go, see for the first time or visit again, make it happen, make it a priority. And any destination, because tourism is so important, we all love to travel. It's a part of who we are.
Yeah. And now with these discount long-haul carriers, I mean, travel internationally really is within just about everybody's reach these days, you know?
Absolutely. I think the days of travel not really being accessible for a lot of people, that is not as much of the case today. And you have more and more diversity and options from price point and experience in the places you want to go visit. So it can be tailor-made to the type of experience that you want to have, because we all travel differently. And I think it's really important to understand who are you as a traveler to then be able to custom a trip that hits your passion points and your needs and your expectations, so that you really are using your most valuable commodity, your time, the correct way.
Absolutely. All right. So we want to talk a little bit about your business, the industry that you're in, because it's going through some changes. And, you know, I guess one would argue that, you know, the younger demographic seems to be, you know, very DIY. They want to book direct. They love the OTAs and all of that. And IATA did their 2018 Global Passenger Survey, and they found that, you know, 57% of travelers rather book via OTA or direct versus 43% who prefer travel agencies. And I wondered how, you know, you reacted to that, and, you know, how is that affecting your business?
I love this question. So it's interesting. I think part of it is in messaging. And I think one of the reasons we're only at the 43% of people who want to work with a travel advisor is there's a misconception out there that we even still exist as an industry. So, we need to remind people that you can work with a travel professional to help you plan your trip. So I think sometimes people just think, I'll just do it online. But, you know, do-it-yourself and OTAs are really an outcome of the advancements in technology, and we've actually embraced that to hopefully differentiate the customer experience for us. So not only are our customers coming to us with more information at their fingertips, because then that allows us to be a better advocate and better expert in being able to navigate them through that information. Because do we always believe everything that we read? Who's that stamp of approval? Can you vet that I've actually been there? Is that picture really accurate, or was it a zoom lens and, photoshopped and a little tweaked? But then we've embraced the uses of technology, because we all do. We live off our phones. We want everything 24/7. We want access to information immediately. So we've tried to balance the talk to an advisor, and we can communicate with you in whichever platform you want, whether that be on the phone, in person, texting, email, phone chat, Skype, whatever it might be. But then all of our clients get a digital itinerary right on their phone. So we have them download from the App Store our digital itinerary. So while they're traveling, everything is still digital, and you can look up finds, you can upload your photos and share it with the other people that you're on the trip. You can instant message with your other colleagues who are on the trip or family members. So we've tried to embrace the power of technology, because it's not going anywhere, and it makes us, I think, better, but still understanding the power of the relationship of actually wanting to talk to somebody who's an expert in this field.
Yeah, I mean, I'm of the generation where I loved working with travel agents. So I honestly can't understand why folks are, reluctant to get on board with that. But for those that, may be of a different breed and may, need a little bit of convincing, what exactly are you getting? And then, talk honestly about, is there a price differential? I mean, obviously you're you're getting greater service. You're getting a lot of hand-holding and expertise right at your fingertips. So there has to be a premium for that. So talk about how that maybe plays out for the end user client.
Absolutely. So I think one of the things that becomes really interesting is, we say we are your lifestyle consultant and your travel advocate. So our goal is to really get to know our customer, which you don't get as much online. So taking the time to understand what is important to you. Is it spa? Is it food? Is it culture? Is it, I want to be busy the whole time and connect with local people? Do I want to get back? So we then take that information and then really tailor make these experiences that would be really hard to do online because it's just not personal enough. Mm-hmm. And to your point, there is a premium for that. But in many cases, what we charge in a planning fee, you will actually get back tenfold, not only because of the added value advantages that we can bring to the table. So, for example, we work with many different hotel companies, cruise lines, airlines, and we have a better price or better value add than what you're seeing online. So mm-hmm. you might pay $400 for a room online. You might pay $400 on with us, but we'll also give you $100 resort credit or breakfast included. So
that's terrific.
The $100 that you're getting in a resort credit has offset the $100 planning fee. So you really, you're at an even game. And then there are other added, so if you add up what's the next hotel or what's the next trip that you're going to do. And then you haven't even put the quantifiable part on it of the emotional part of there's a snowstorm and my flight got canceled. What am I going to do? How am I going to go make the ship to board and port? We're there to help you. You book that online. Good luck getting anybody who's actually going to try and help you.
No, you're on your own. That's true. We just did a story on that too. Yeah. No, you're right. That's difficult.
So that's what we bring. We bring the hand-holding, the personalization, and then true dollars value out of savings. So I actually believe you are leaving money on the table when you don't book with a travel advisor.
Love it. Very good advice. All right. So you mentioned a little bit about technology, and artificial intelligence is really big, and companies from airlines to hotels are all kind of getting involved in big data and using that to really laser target travelers based on their wants and needs. Are you seeing any differences in how travelers' appetites are changing, and are you doing anything differently now to compete in terms of personalizing even beyond what you would typically do? Because, it must be hard to keep raising that bar of personalization,
Yeah, it's so funny because I think, in many cases, across many industries, we've created the monster, and I mean the monster in a good way. We're all people who buy things, and we all buy things a certain way. So we're all our own monsters. We've all been conditioned to act a certain way. But I think what's interesting, we are a society that is constantly changing. So we are definitely seeing the appetite for the traveler wanting more local, more authentic, and then more personalized. Mm-hmm. So they want to know that this is a trip that has been planned for me. Mm-hmm. So what's important to me? I want to be able to go for a run. So is my hotel in a place that's in a neighborhood where there's an easy access for me to run? Is it really important that I be close to the airport because I've got a business meeting, and while it might not be in like the center of the city, I'm closer to the airport because I want to maximize my time. Understanding what it is that's important to you, we then tailor make that to that experience. Mm-hmm. And so one of the things we try and do is we'll often go to our local peers and the colleagues that we work with and say, okay, I want to ask the doorman, I'm in Austin, where do you go for local barbecue? Mm-hmm. What food truck do you recommend? I've got an hour and a half free, and instead of going to the ballroom function, I've got a free night. Where should I go? And that's information that I could probably never get unless I ask the question. And it's some of the best barbecue you can eat, and it's this fun local place. So people want that local experience. Yeah. And I really think, so that's a big trend. I think another one that's really sort of changing is people want immediate information. So if they arrive, whether on a business trip, vacation trip, they kind of want to know what's the hot new spot. Is there a new restaurant that just opened up? Is there an art gallery that has an exhibit that's important. And artificial intelligence is helping us be able to get that information more readily into our customers' hands. So the power is being given to the traveler, but still with the support coming from their travel advisor. So it's sort of the blend of both worlds.
Got it. Terrific. All right. So what kind of cool packages is Valerie Wilson Travel booking for clients these days?
So one of the new strategic partnerships I'm so excited about, Nancy Novogard, who was editor-in-chief of Travel and Leisure magazine for many, many years, when she left TNL, she decided, what does she really want to do? Like many of us, we decide what's our next chapter in our life. And she has joined us, and she is curating 4 to 5 trips per year, all focused around her love for art, for architecture, for fashion, for food, and she's blending these trips together using her little black book of 20-plus years of experience writing for a very well-known travel magazine. And she goes on the trips with you. So, like, for me, like Goosebumps bucket list item, every time I talk to Nancy and help her with this project, I get more and more excited. I'm like, I want to travel with you. I want to go take one of those 6 days and meet your inner circle of people who you consider influencers, and let that destination come to life in a way that I've never seen before. So that one I'm super
love
excited
that.
about. We've got Tuscany this fall. We've got Japan. She's looking at Israel, Amsterdam.
Oh, that's exciting.
So exciting.
Love that.
That is something is really real because, you know, I often asked her, I said, so what was the page, like what part of the magazine did people really kind of go to first? And she's like, you'd be amazed by how many people read the editor's letter, because you feel like Nancy becomes your friend when you read this magazine every month. You hear her story. And now she's a real human being that our clients can now go travel with her.
Oh, that is so cool. That is fantastic. Congratulations on that. So if folks want to find out more information about you, about your organization, and about maybe some of these exciting trips that they can take with Nancy, where should they go?
Absolutely. So the nice thing about our relationship with Nancy Novogard, her company is called Culturati, and she has her own website, but on the ValerieWilsonTravel.com website, we also have the link to her website, and we talk about our partnership with Culturati. So as we joked earlier in our conversation, technology is at our fingertips. So going to the website is probably the easiest way at either Culturati.com or ValerieWilsonTravel.com.
Okay.
And I think from there you get to say, I want to then talk to somebody. I want to talk to a travel advisor and learn more about these different experiences. And we match. So we do an onboarding process with our clients, and we spend, 10, 15 minutes, sometimes more depending on the client's time, getting to know them. And then we perfectly match them with the right advisor. So it's a little psychological in the sense of, who do we think you'll be best suited with to create the best customer experience, and so they can really build a relationship and connect. And that's worked incredibly well for us over the last 37 years.
Wonderful. Congratulations. Well, listen, we love hearing about all the crazy, wonderful, exciting things that you're doing, and we'd love to have you back again sometime.
Oh, I would love that. Thank you so much.
All right. Listen, you have a terrific afternoon, Kimberly. Take it easy.
Thanks. Bye, Lisa.
Bye.